Hey gang, it's Leila here from the Comic Connection in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada with this week's comic book reviews. First up, we've got the highly anticipated Batman and Robin #1, written by Grant Morrison with art by Frank Quitely. In this one, it's not really any surprise, folks. Batman is Dick Grayson and Robin is Damian. So moving on from that, it's the first week of the crime fighting for the duo, and their first nemeses are Pig and Mr. Toad. It's a pretty good start. I mean, the only thing I didn't really like about it is how the flying Batmobile looks like a cross between a Pokeball and Dumbo. It's really weird. But other than that, I really like the interaction between Damian and Dick, and I like how the story is written. I'm not sure if I like Quitely on Batman yet, but I really loved him on the All-Star Superman run, so I'm going to give this book a chance, and I think you should too. Next up, we've got Punisher Max Naked Kill. This is a one-shot written by Jonathan Maberry and the arts by Lawrence Campbell. In this one, Frank's out to put an end to an organization that's trafficking in young women who they recruit to film stuff that doesn't end in a good way. And of course, Frank's out for his own style of justice in the end. If you want a book that's like really violent and has a pretty good story all about the Punisher, then this is definitely the book for you. Although I didn't really enjoy the art, like even though the Punisher's a dark character, there's a little too much shade and grittiness to the book. It almost takes away from the action of it. But other than that, it's a really good Punisher book and not a bad read. Next up, we've got Ultimatum #4 of 5. It's written by Jeff Loeb and the arts by David Finch. In this one, Spidey and Doctor Strange face Dormammu to dire consequences. Wolverine, Storm, and Colossus recruit the Hulk, and Doctor Doom, Reed Richards, Zordana, and Arcana visit Nick Fury to enlist his help in stopping Magneto from destroying the world, and learn in the process who sent all of this in motion in the first place. Now, I haven't really been reading this book. This is sort of where the final battle begins of the series, so it was a pretty good read for me to jump onto. I'm okay with the art by Finch. I normally really like him, but I'm only okay with some of the way that some of the characters are drawn in this. And Jeff Loeb is always take it or leave it for me. But it's really interesting to see where the whole end to the Ultimate Universe might be going, so you definitely want to pick it up if you're interested in that. Now, last but not least, we have something really special. This is a preview of something that hasn't come out yet. It's called Wednesday Comics. It's going to be starting in July, and it's a special newspaper format comic book. As you can see, the colors pop out pretty well. There's going to be a lot of big characters in this. It's the continuing tales in like 12-issue series that's going to be weekly of characters like Batman and Wonder Woman and Green Lantern and Sergeant Rock and the Metal Man and a whole bunch more. And then they've hired the biggest writers and artists to work on it. So starting in July 8th, every week there's going to be a newspaper-style comic book that so far, it might be good, I don't know, but we'll definitely be doing reviews for them, so keep an eye out for that.
Hey folks, Jim here with this week's comic book reviews. First up, Vampire Hunter D, Volume 3 by Seiko Takaki. In this one, D is out to rescue a beautiful girl from the vampire Meyer Link, but another group of bounty hunters also has their sights set on the vampire, the Marcus family. But when both Dee and the Marcus family reach the girl, will she want to go home? This is based off the Vampire Hunter D novel and was also made into the second Vampire Hunter D film, Bloodlust. Now, I love Bloodlust. I saw it theatrically. I loved it to death. I don't love this. I don't know why. It just doesn't gel with me. I really like the Vampire Hunter D manga series, but this adaptation of Bloodlust just doesn't do it for me. So I really can't give it a high recommendation, but if you're a Vampire Hunter D fan, it's a must-read. Next up is Gurren Lagann Volume 1 by Kotaro Mori. In this one, Kamina and Simone live in an underground village, but their lives are turned upside down when a giant mecha called a gunman smashes through their village roof, followed by a buxom girl named Yoko. Soon, Yoko, Kamina, and Simone must find a small gunman to take on the giant one. This is based off the anime series Gurren Lagann, so if you're a fan of that, you're going to love this. It changes things around a bit, which I actually like, because it actually makes more sense this way. I really like this book. The art's fantastic, the story's fun. If you're a manga fan, this is a must.
Hi everyone, it's Crystal with this week's comic reviews. So up first we have Dead Run #1 of 4 by Boom Studios. The story is by Andrew Cosby and the art by Francesco Baghini. This book is set in a post-apocalyptic LA where the main character has to deliver a package outside the Troy-like walls of the now mostly destroyed Los Angeles. The art is good. The story could get good. I feel like it needs 2 more issues to really see if it's gonna go somewhere interesting. Right now the characters are a little bit two-dimensional, but we've only had 1 book, so I would say give this one a little bit more time. Next, we have Werewolves on the Moon versus Vampires, number 1 of 3, by David Land and the Philbach brothers. I would just like to quote, "Yoinks! It's the Moon Patrol!" Really? Despite its sophisticated title, I found this book kind of juvenile. The art is way too cartoony for me, and the plot and characters were just meh. But hey, if you like really cheesy books that are hilarious and kind of awesome in their cheesiness, this book is for you. Next, we have Wolverine Revolver, which is a one-shot. The cover got 2 thumbs down for me. I don't know if you can see it. I sometimes do judge a book by its cover and probably wouldn't have read this book, so I had some pretty low expectations. However, inside, the art, which is also by the same artist, is much better, so I don't know what threw him off on the cover. And the story is awesome. It's short and sweet and leaves you wanting for more, and I don't want to ruin it for you, but if you're a Wolverine fan, this one-shot is definitely worth the investment. Last but not least, we have a Buffy one-shot, Tales of the Vampires, with a story by Becky Coulan and art by Vastus Lolos. This is in the universe of Season 8 Buffy, but has nothing to do with the Season 8 storyline. I really love the cover by Joe Chen. The art by Lolos is also good, and the story is good. Now that Harmony has outed the existence of vampires in the Buffyverse, we get to see sort of a snapshot of what life is like now in a world where people know that vampires exist. And I really enjoyed it. I think you should pick this one up if you're a Buffy fan or a Whedon fan in general. So yeah, this one's good. Kind of has a True Blood feel, only PG-13 styles. Thanks very much!